here. Let me get QuickTime. You also do recording?
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Recording.
How are you recording us?
Just on my computer, just our little
we have two others going here.
Or you're just doing like a video?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright, we are rolling in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. This is Taylor, Austin, and Johnny live from St. Louis. How y'all doing? Welcome to our sports podcast. We're going to be talking about the games coming up this weekend. So we got 4 playoff games, and by golly, there's some good ones. So we got 2 games on Saturday. How do you like Saturday football? Saturday football? Saturday playoff football?
Saturday playoff football.
Saturday we're starting off with
We got Colts and Chiefs.
Colts Chiefs.
Colts going in to Kansas City, where they actually beat the Chiefs the last 4 times. So Chiefs historically haven't been too good in the playoffs. Everyone's talking about that last game where Andrew Luck picked up the fumble and scored. So the Colts are on a hot streak, and the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes. So what do you guys think?
AKA grown up
Who
Riley
we think's-
Curry.
Who we think's winning this one?
I got Indy.
Well, if we look at the sports book, Indy is minus 5.5, I believe.
Yeah, minus 5.5.
Okay.
So we got the Chiefs minus 5.5, Colts plus 5.5. What's the over under on this one?
It's got to be 57, I believe.
57. So that's a lot of points.
I don't think it's going to go over for a couple reasons. One, the Indianapolis defense has been rock solid the last few weeks. They only gave up 7 against the Texans last week. Texans have not as a high-powered offense as the Chiefs, but they still had Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins, whom were shut out. I think he had 8 targets total and maybe caught 4 passes. So the Colts defense has been rock solid. Now, if the Colts defense can stop the Chiefs offense, there will definitely not be 57 points scored.
Yeah, especially during playoff time, defense is always crunched down too, and seems to be lower scoring games. But I mean, I'm still leaning towards the Colts too. They have the better offensive line, been able to protect Luck and run the football. I mean, when they're giving Luck time, that's when they've seen a lot of their success. And I don't know, man. The Chiefs have looked a little suspect near the end of the season. They did have a week of rest, but in this case, I think it hurts them because I think Indy's just rolling through, and so I definitely think it's going to be a really close game. But
So you guys are both on the Colts.
I'm definitely going Colts.
You guys are taking Colts straight up or plus 5.5?
I mean, money line is a risky bet there. I definitely think they will cover, and I feel like there is a good chance of them winning. It's just a matter of how good the Chiefs defense will be.
Yeah.
Their secondary hasn't been good. I also was kind of piggybacking on Austin there with the Chiefs haven't been looking good the last few weeks after they lost Kareem Hunt. It seems like the whole morale of the team went down.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget, Andy Reid has a tough time winning in the playoffs himself.
He does, man. It's a weird little thing that hasn't gotten over that hump. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, the Chiefs start hot and then really cool down once they get in the playoffs. But what they do have this year is Patrick Mahomes, who, this is going to be his first playoff start. And, I don't know. He doesn't seem to me like the type that really gets nervous, Patrick Mahomes.
No, he doesn't.
He's kind of a cool guy.
I'll give him that. And he's not afraid to just keep hucking it too.
Yeah.
for a younger quarterback. I mean, yeah, he's not lacking in confidence. I don't think.
Yeah.
He's thrown some fucking amazing passes this year.
Seriously, I was just thinking that the way that he threw some of those, like his highlight reel of sidearm passes, and not only sidearm but left-handed passes. This guy's got 4 left-handed passes. Then give me a good left-handed quarterback.
Steve Young. Steve Young, right? Who else is left-handed? I can't even think of a left-handed quarterback in the NFL right now.
Not right now, yeah.
Is there a left-handed quarterback in the NFL right now?
No, there hasn't been a left.
Isn't Mike Glennon? Isn't he left-handed?
No, he's right-handed.
There hasn't been a left-handed quarterback since.
Can someone search that? Who's a left-handed QB in the NFL right now?
You remember that backup that used to come in for Eli Manning on the Giants a couple years ago?
Byron Leftwich.
Well, I remember Byron Leftwich. That's who I was thinking of. But there was another white dude that would come in after Eli would, be hurt or whatever, and this guy was a lefty. He would come in and huck it. I forget his name.
Hoover Esiason was I was thinking about.
Yeah. But yeah, Byron Leftwich. But like recently too. I mean, you got Vic, but nobody really. Tua's a lefty, right?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No currently playing in the NFL.
Wow. Huh.
Left-handed quarterback in the
No lefties, huh? Well, then there you go. Patrick Mahomes is the best left-handed quarterback in the NFL. Well, no, I think the Kareem Hunt thing definitely is going to hurt him, but, you did have Damian Williams step up.
Mahomes isn't even a lefty.
Well, I know. We're being facetious, yeah. Well, he's the only one that threw a left-handed pass this year, right?
Yeah, sure.
Anyone else threw a left-handed pass this year? He's got the only left-handed completion this year in the NFL.
I think there was another left-handed pass attempt this year, but I can't remember who.
I need to find out who that is.
It's like LeBron with his fucking. He can shoot left.
So you guys both are taking the Colts to win, huh? Both of you guys are taking the Colts to win. I hope the Colts win, and I'm gonna tell you why I hope the Colts win.
Fuck yeah, I hope the Colts.
I hope the Colts win because I'm an obvious Raider fan, and I don't want to see the Chiefs do well. But I want the Colts to win because I think San Diego is gonna beat the Patriots, and then the Chargers are gonna get a home playoff game at the StubHub, which will be the smallest stadium probably in the history of the NFL ever to host an NFL playoff game. And there might be 200 Charger fans there. Maybe. Mostly friends and family. Mostly.
It might even be the best weather that they've had for a fucking playoff game when you roll December. Because you either got dome stadiums or you got fucking cold weather games. And really...
Well, you get pretty good weather inside a dome, though.
Oh, yeah, dome, yeah, for sure. But like saying outside stadiums in LA, I mean, it would be the first playoff game in LA for a while, too, probably. Shit.
Well, you got the Rams, too, the next day. So
Yep, that's right.
Those guys in the Coliseum.
So I've got to make a case for the Chiefs because
Go ahead.
Kelsey, unbelievable. I don't think anyone's going to be able to guard Kelsey. And but I mean...
That's really where your argument stops.
Well, and here's the other thing. Andy Reid is an offensive genius guru. He's had an extra week to plan. Granted, he probably wasn't planning for the Colts to win that game. So, really, if you think about it, he's only had a week. But he's probably put in a lot of these gadget plays. A lot of plays are going to be really difficult for the Colts to stop. They're at home at Arrowhead. That stadium is one of the loudest in the NFL. And, Patrick Mahomes is a winner. He is a winner. And, I think the expectations for the Chiefs are higher. The Colts this year didn't have the expectations. So, how are the players feeling? Do they think they're really going to win this game? I don't know if they're really going to want it as much as the Chiefs. So, I would probably take the Chiefs still just because I think they do have a better talent on offense. The defense does concern me, but they can score a lot of points. I would take the over. I think it's going to be like a 28-35 type game, and you're going to see the Chiefs win 35-28. So I'm locking that in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the Chiefs to cover, take the over, and that's what I'm going to go with.
Awesome. Let's hear your final pick and what you got for a score.
Yeah, I'm still gonna roll with the Colts here. I mean, they're hot right now. I'm taking them. Probably, I think it's gonna be high scoring game as well. probably like,
Remember, the Chiefs can't get after. They got Chris Jones, who I think was number 2 in the league in sacks this year. I mean, that guy's a beast. You got Justin Houston coming off the edge. So the Chiefs' defense, they're a little better than people give them credit for. The D coordinator Sutton. I mean, honestly, I think sometimes he just lets the other team score so they can get the ball back and score more. It seems like that's part of their strategy. It's a weird one, but it seems to work. So I'm going with the Chiefs.
I think the Colts do have something to play for. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder. Did you see after they had dropped the first 3 or 4 games this season, the power rankings had them ranked 32. They were last in the fucking league, and now they've turned it around. And I think they're playing with a chip on their shoulder, and they want to prove everyone wrong. So I'm going with the Colts.
I think if you can shut down T.Y. Hilton, and Ebron, I don't know. Ebron has had a freak year, but. Besides that, they what was it? Chester Rogers, who's their number 2 wide, and then they got Inman.
Or something like
Inman.
that.
I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a close. I mean, early in the week I thought maybe the Colts could do it, but it'd be hard to vote out. Remember, they got an extra week of rest. Those Chiefs. I mean, really, I think they did. Did Mahomes even play week 17? So he's had 3 weeks to rest now.
They needed to win still, so he played.
So
he played.
So.
It was
I don't know. I'm
against the Raiders.
I'm gonna take Hunt's ketchup and Patrick Mahomes. That's what I'm going with. All right, let's move on to we got the second game of that day here in Los Angeles. We got Cowboys coming to town.
LA, baby.
At the Coliseum. Jerry Jones said, "Oh yeah, we love LA. We have no problem playing here."
Jerry.
The thing is, I think the Cowboys are so stoked that they won last game that this game they don't really give a shit about. They're going to come in, and I think, honestly, this is going to be a Rams blowout.
Ooh.
And
I'm hoping.
It's not going to be close. This is probably going to be a shitty game. The Cowboys fans are, just going to be belligerent, and Amari Cooper is going to drop probably 2 to 3 passes because he's due for a few drops. But.
He is due for some drops.
Not very many.
I'm interested to see how many Cowboys fans are going to be at the LA Coliseum too.
Well, here's the thing: the Cowboys, their preseason and their camp is in LA.
Awesome, yeah.
There are tons and tons of Cowboys fans. Now you got to realize, Rams only came 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago. So you still have fair weather Ram fans that are like, yeah. So this is where the Ram fans and the Cowboys fans will have to separate. So right here, they're going to have to make a decision. Are they going to stick with the Cowboys, who they've been fans of for the last 20 years because they can, or because the Rams left them and moved to St. Louis, or did they go back to the Rams once they came back from St. Louis?
So is St. Louis rooting for the Rams in this game, or are they rooting for the Cowboys?
We got a lot of Cowboy fans in St. Louis. There are a lot of Cowboy fans in St. Louis. I also, nobody likes the Rams anymore. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
In St. Louis, yeah.
Rams. They are so salty in St. Louis about the Rams leaving and how they left. The Rams did it to LA when they left to move to St. Louis, so I don't understand why they would be so salty.
Yeah.
I personally think that I like your prediction, Taylor. I just think that I think the Cowboys their defense is better than people have led to believe.
Yeah, their D's good. That's for sure. They got a good D.
It's just, and what I've been seeing is that the run defense of the Rams isn't very good. So it's all determined on how well Todd Gurley is going to respond. He did have a couple weeks off leading up to last week.
He's rested. They're rested.
I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think it'll be closer just because of the Cowboys' defense. For me, I think the main determining factor will be Dak Prescott and whether or not he can actually throw the ball. So I actually do have the Cowboys covering, or the Cowboys, getting the,
What do we got? What's the line? I think they're minus a touchdown, right?
Minus a touchdown, man.
So I think it'll be a 4 or 5 point game. It's 49 and a half. I expect that to be over.
Cowboys just don't have enough weapons. I mean, they've got Cooper, and they got Zeke. If you shut down Zeke, you shut down the Cowboys. I mean,
I think the Rams are gonna have a game plan to shut down the fucking Cowboys offense, shut down Zeke. I mean,
yeah, I don't see this game being close. The only way it's close is if Jason Garrett literally is clapping the entire game and only takes a break at halftime. If he is able to carry that clapping momentum onto the field, I think the Cowboys have a shot. But that's a tall task.
So we got 2 for the Rams. California boys sticking with their Rams. I'm going with the Cowboys +7. You guys think the Rams will cover? Yeah.
So I'm taking the Rams. We'll do a recap. We got 2 more games. So then we got our first game on Sunday, which I think is the best game of the week. We got Chargers going into Foxborough to face Tom Brady, the ageless wonder, Bill Belichick, and kind of this ragtag group of Patriots. Who do you guys got?
it sure is. I'm rolling with the Chargers. I think it's now or never, especially for Rivers. He has only been to the AFC Championship 1 time. So I mean, I think that it's now or never. I think the Chargers, they have a good shot at beating them. I think they might go in there and stun them. They're hot too, kind of like the Colts right now. But it's hard to always bet against the Patriots. But fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways, and that's who I'm rolling with.
This is a tough one for me. I like what you're saying. I think the same thing that Taylor said about the Cowboys being excited about winning a playoff game. I think the Chargers are in that boat as well. I think they are. Oh my gosh, we beat them. We actually won. I can't believe it. Nobody expected us to win this game, and they sure did and win. So I think it's 4.5 right now. You can't bet against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. I just can't. I mean, I want to so bad. There's nothing a part of me that wants to pick the Patriots.
Hell no.
That they never lose in the playoffs at home. So I have to take the Patriots. Yeah, I think I just threw it.
Yeah, this is a really tough one for me. Phillip Rivers did play really well last game. I think the Chargers defense is really, really good. Gus Bradley, their D coordinator, is a great defensive coordinator. I think they're going to have a scheme. But, what is it? Phillip Rivers is 0-7 against Tom Brady and has never beat him before. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be this weekend. I mean, that's tough to say if this is going to be the weekend where Phillip Rivers bucks that trend. I mean, he is a choke artist and a half, and we saw him choke a couple times, against the Ravens early. But they've been oddly good on the road this year on these 10 a.m. East Coast games. But like you say, John, I would have a really hard time taking Phillip Rivers against the Pats. Although I do think the Chargers are a better team. If you listen to Cowherd this morning, him and Gottlieb, they're all talking about the Chargers on paper are the better team. And I do think they have a legitimate shot. But, Belichick's going to have a plan. I think I would take the under on this one. I think this is going to be like a 17-14 type game. I think the Chargers might cover, but I think the Chargers are going to have a tough time scoring. The one thing I don't understand about Phillip Rivers is why he doesn't look to, the other players besides Antonio Gates and Keenan Allen. They seem like they're the only ones that are getting a lot of targets. But Phillip Rivers does have a lot of guys, but he's slow as shit. I think they're gonna blitz the fuck out of him. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I think it's gonna be a close game, but the refs are on the Patriots side, and the refs are gonna help the Patriots to victory. That's what's gonna happen.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens. You're in Boston. Boston is a bunch of shady white Irish motherfuckers they all got money on the game. The refs are in on it. The refs are going to probably call pass interference that's going to set up a field goal and game-winning field goal. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be a pass interference that's going to set up a game-winning field goal, and Gostkowski's going to kick it to win. That's what happens in Foxborough.
Might even be some snow, maybe a little tuck rule. Who knows?
Foxborough this weekend.
There's going to be some play. There's going to be some kind of play that we've never heard of. That's in the rule book, and that's going to propel the Patriots to victory.
Some bullshit loophole.
I'm still pissed off about the tuck rule. They played something. I mean, come on, man. But so are we all unified on the Pats? Or no? You're taking the Chargers.
Yeah.
You're taking the Chargers and the Colts.
Fuck the Patriots, dude. Yeah.
So you really think there's going to be a home playoff game at the StubHub?
I think it's time for a change. We've seen a lot of shit
Can you get
happen
us
this year.
Can you get us tickets?
Yeah, I think I could. We could try it out.
Chargers game.
Yeah. We could, My brother-in-law plays Super Smash Brothers with the whole Chargers offensive line every night, so, I mean, their hand-eye coordination we know is going to be really, really on point this weekend, so.
If you shut down Lamar Jackson, the only difference is Tom Brady's in the pocket the entire time. So if they can get to him, which I hope they can, I think the big deal, the big thing that a lot of people say and have seen is that nobody blitzes Tom Brady. The only time that Tom Brady really loses is if teams blitz him more than they don't blitz him. I don't understand why people aren't blitzing him more. I just think if they blitz him a lot, then I don't foresee Tom Brady getting, because you just said ageless wonder. Yeah, he's showing it this year for sure. We got the over under at 47.5. Taylor, you think that's going to go under?
Way under.
Under for sure.
Way under. This is going to be a defensive battle. Patriots just don't have a lot of weapons on offense. One stat that I did see was interesting. They said that the Chargers defense is like number 30th against passing against running backs. So,
Ooh.
and that's so I definitely think you're gonna see a lot of Sony Michel. You're gonna see a lot of James White, Gronk. I think Derwin James has shut him down. So it's gonna be a lot of running, a lot of backs, out of the backfield. And then Phillip Rivers is going to turn the ball over 1 to 2 times. He just is.
Hating on Phillip.
He always does. He always does. He's 0-7 against the Pats. It's going to be cold there, but I don't think that's going to factor. I honestly think that the Chargers are going to get outcoached. They're a better team, but they're going to get outcoached, and they're going to get outsmarted. And
I think Rivers is going to play for his newborn baby that's coming, the number 9, what is it?
Number
the
9
kind of kid, dude. So, that's something special for him to play for this weekend. So, here we go.
I wonder what's like.
9 fucking kids, dude.
The next one, which is very close to, if Phillip Rivers does win, that's one step closer to being in the Super Bowl against a little old, what's his name?
Drew Brees?
Drew Brees.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And those two, Drew Brees against his former team, he's got 2 more years on his contract, but I would say, would he retire after that? Maybe. He could start to take a step back, kind of like Joe Flacco's had to.
That brings up an interesting point, though. Phillip Rivers does have 9 kids.
It would be his 9th time losing, right? Was it 8 times? So.
Is 9 too many kids, right? Because it seemed like in previous years he didn't want to get into the playoffs because he wanted to get home to the family. Now, with 9 kids, he's like, fuck that, I don't want to go home. That's too many fucking kids. Yeah, so maybe you're right. Maybe you're onto something. But I'd never put money on Phillip Rivers.
Plus, I want to see LA teams in the Super Bowl. How awesome would that be? Chargers, Rams, baby.
Not with that arm angle.
That would not be a very good Super Bowl.
All right, so let's go. We got the last game. We got Eagles and the Saints.
I'm going Saints all the way on this one. I think Philly is. This is the time when they lose right now. This is, last year was pretty epic. Their run this year is, I think it's going to run dry here. And I think this shit's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, this is a really tough one for me. I think the Eagles have a better team. I think the Eagles really underperformed all year, and now, they're just finally kind of getting it together and they're peaking at the right time. If you look at New Orleans, their offense, they really, outside of Michael Thomas and the 2 running backs, they don't have a lot. They really don't. And the defense is pretty solid, but if you look at the Eagles, they got a lot of fucking weapons on offense. You got Alshon Jeffrey, You got our boy Golden Tate. You got Zach Ertz. Even the guy, what's the other wide receiver they got? That's Nelson Aguilar. They got some legit weapons. And that game last week where they beat the Bears should not have been that close. Remember, Nick Foles, they were in field goal range, and he tossed that one up into the end zone. They got intercepted. So that game shouldn't have came down to that field goal. That poor Cody Parkey, that guy. But
the last time the Breeze played the Eagles, they gave up 363 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and gave up 100 yards on the ground to Mark Ingram. So
yeah, but that was what, week 10?
48-7 victory.
I'm with you, Austin. I don't know that the Eagles' offense can keep up with the Saints' offense. I think this is not going to be a defensive game at all. I'm taking the over here. It's 51. I definitely think it's going to be over. You're in the dome. There's going to be no problems with any weather or anything. You said that was a 41-7 game. So
48-7, yeah.
8-7. So that's 55 right there. Math.
And I
just think I know Nick Foles is resurrected this team, and like you said, Taylor, there's tons and tons of weapons that they have, but there's gonna be no defense. So I'm taking the over at 51. I can't really touch the spread just because I personally think also that the Eagles could pull through. But for me, I'm expecting a high scoring. This is the game that I want to watch because it's going to be fun to watch.
This is gonna be a good one, for sure.
We also can't forget about what happened last year to the Saints with that fucking
That's
Steven
right.
Diggs miracle.
That's right.
And that was
But the
heartbreaking.
Sean Payton thing does concern me a little bit. I mean, he's going in there.
What concerns you about him?
Sean Payton, he went into the locker room with the Lombardi Trophy and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
I don't know about that play.
I don't know about that move.
I don't know about that move. That's almost
That's non-Sean Payton move.
a little
really.
desperate almost, right? I mean,
Not desperate or almost cocky. I feel
It seems like a John Gruden move more than a Sean Payton move.
it seems like there might be going something on, like they're not focused or something. And I think we saw with the Saints, kind of same thing. They really hot, but I mean, remember they got shut out by the Cowboys, right?
Ugh, that was an ugly game. Man.
I mean, so they have had some ugly. I mean, they're kind of they're up and down. I don't know. I mean, and that Eagles defense, that front four is probably them and the Cowboys, probably the two. Maybe the Rams, but really good front four. And Nick Foles just does not lose. The guy does not fucking lose, man.
this guy. He's a proven MVP, and he's actually the defending Super Bowl MVP.
That's what's insane.
The only reason why he didn't get to play is because everybody's all up on Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz did not look that good this year and was mediocre at best, which is what their record was leading up to Nick Foles coming in and taking over this team and winning the last 3 of the last 4 games.
Back-to-back MVPs in the Super Bowl for Nick Foles this year.
Is that Joe Montana that's done that?
That would be a crazy run, but no, I mean Philly does have a good team, but just the way this year's played out, I think it's the Saints going on from here.
I can see the Saints winning. I don't know if they're going to be able to cover, but that's why I'm not touching the line. I'm definitely taking the over.
I take the under, and I'm taking the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles.
You think it's going to be under 51?
Under 51. I think the Saints are going to be rusty. I don't like the Sean Payton move. That tells. I think people are downplaying that a little bit. That makes me nervous. If my head coach has got to motivate me with money, and I'm not motivated enough to go out there and do that, and I'm telling you, they only got Michael Thomas. You shut down Michael Thomas like the Cowboys did, and you hold them, to the run. Which the Eagles' defense is legit. They are super legit. I don't know. I think the Eagles still got a little magic in them. I do. So, all right, cool. So let's recap. Austin, what do you think your NFC Championship is going to be?
NFC Championship is going to be Man, part of me really wants to pick Cowboys, but I'm still rolling with the Rams.
No, Rams are
I
gonna
like
blow 'em
McVay. Yeah, I mean, they've looked.
Jerry's
fairly
got the
solid.
super yacht. I mean, that's the he bought the super yacht after that win. They didn't even give a shit about this game. Their
Dude.
Super Bowl was last week. They won a
Fucking
playoff game. Jerry's got
Yeah.
that parked in Marina Del Rey. They're gonna fucking lose, and then they're gonna cruise. I don't know. It's Mazatlan or something. It's
It
over.
was a good loss on the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
It was their first win in 20 years or something as a playoff game?
Oh man, yeah, no,
It's been a while.
so you've got the Rams,
Rams and Saints.
and so you think the Rams are gonna go back for the rematch in New Orleans,
Mm.
and then you're the same with that, John. You think the Rams are going back to New Orleans for the?
Yes, I think the Rams will win. I'm actually, I'm with you, Taylor. I don't think I can bet against the Eagles until they lose. So I'm gonna take for my NFC Championship. I think I'm gonna go with the Rams and Eagles.
Which is interesting because the Eagles have beat the Rams 2 years in a row, the only team to beat Sean McVay twice. So that would be an interesting matchup. I don't know, something's weird about the Saints right now. I like that. I like the Eagles going to LA for the NFC Championship, and I like the Rams to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Patriots are getting back again. I hate to say it, but they are. The Patriots are going to go to Kansas City. They're going to beat the Chiefs in Kansas City, and you're going to see a Rams. Tom Brady is maybe going to beat the Rams, and he's going to retire after this year.
Wow. I feel like I have to end this podcast.
I mean,
First of all, you were talking about the Chargers beating. Well, no, you were talking about. We were all talking about the Chargers winning in Foxborough.
well, no, Austin thinks that Austin thinks the Colts are going to go to LA, and then who do you think would win that game? Colts Chargers.
Dude, that's another good game, but I'd still lean on the Colts in that thing. I mean,
Well,
I
you're
think
riding the
we've-
Colts all the way to the Super Bowl.
I think we've all forgot about how good Luck was before his injury and shit. And I mean, if you were protecting Luck, he is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I mean, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll ride with him. Fuck it.
Yeah, dude, you might as well. So my heart and my knowledge are two totally separate things. I really want to see Andrew Luck go and do this for the same reasons that Austin said. But first of all, there's no way that the Patriots are going to make it to the Super Bowl this year. I would.
Fuck no.
Hands down, I would bet.
They beat the Chiefs earlier in the year. Don't
They
forget.
did, man. They did. That's
Yeah, but that was also in Foxborough. There's no way they're going to go to Kansas City and beat Kansas City.
Chiefs aren't good at home in the playoffs.
If you're talking about if you're talking about Andrew Luck losing to Kansas City, there's no against an Arrowhead Stadium, there's no way the Patriots are almost like right at 500 or just a little above 500 on the road this season. There's no way that they're going to win on the road. And that's where they have to play is on the road unless the Colts beat the Chiefs. So I just think
It pains me too, man. It hurt. Like I wish I could say it's going to be a Chargers Rams Super Bowl.
that would be nice. For all
That would be great, right? In Atlanta.
ATL, baby.
I would love to see the Saints and the Chargers play for those reasons that we talked earlier. But I feel like it's going to be. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to go Chiefs for Super Bowl. We're way ahead of us. I'm going to go Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl.
Chiefs Eagles. So that'd be
That'd be an interesting one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That would be a Super Bowl nobody would watch.
Patriots Rams would be good for ratings. That's for sure. You got the East Coast.
Cowboys, fucking, Cowboys, Patriots.
Cowboys are checked out, man. They've already got their rooms booked on Jerry's super yacht, and they're cruising to Hawaii, man. Honestly, I don't know if I even want to watch that game because it's going to be such.
I got zero faith in the Ginger too. I mean, Jason Garrett is just like I'm taking McVay over him
Jason
as a
Garrett,
schemer
I'm surprised he didn't sign an extension this week, Jason Garrett.
Oh, shit.
I
Sign him
mean,
on
did
for
he?
5 more years.
Did he? He might have,
Did
actually.
he fucking really? Jerry loves to do that shit, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking A.
Oh, you want? Let me give you everything.
God, dude, it's sad.
Here's the
man.
keys to the yacht. Well, cool, guys. Good shit. All right, well, let's segue to this. We got a lot of head coaches hired this week, and really interesting because a lot of young guys. A lot of guys with not a lot of head coaching experience. The Sean McVay effect. The Sean McVay effect. So, all right, so we'll just go down the list here. We've got well, let's start in Cleveland, Brownsville. So we got our boy Freddie Kitchens, who was hired on with the Browns to coach up Baker, shaking Baker Mayfield. So I mean, makes sense there. The guy really turned around after Hugh Jackson got kicked out of there. Any opinions about Freddie Kitchens?
I think the Browns are moving in a good direction. I think they did need to get Hugh Jackson out of there. It just, it's needed to change, but don't know too much about Kitchens. We'll see if he can cook it up.
So a little
See
bit
what I
I
did
saw
there?
about Freddie. He was a quarterback at Alabama. Apparently he's like super, super well liked. There's this thing on ESPN about him and Carson Wentz. He was coordinator, or he was like the tight end coach out in Arizona. And when Bruce Arians came in, he kept him around. But I mean, if you listen to him talk, he seems like a good match for Baker. I think they were like the number one most potent offense when he took over. So I like it. I like it. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I actually wanted and picked the Browns to get to the playoffs this season before they fired Hugh Jackson, so I think they're definitely on the upswing, uptick. They lost a little bit of a heartbreaker in the last couple weeks, and the first couple games they should have won. So I think it's a good move for them. I expect them, if not next year, in the next 2 years, for them to be contending and be in the playoffs. So I think it's a positive move for sure.
Yeah. And then we got Cliff Kingsbury, who was at USC. I don't even know if he showed up on campus, but everyone's saying he was a USC offensive coordinator. He never called a play for them. But now he goes to Arizona. So this is the really interesting one, because I think we all saw on Twitter that Cliff is saying that he wants to take the boy out of Oklahoma, Kyler Murray, number 1 overall. So what's that mean for Josh Rosen?
See ya.
Later, Josh.
Josh who?
Josh Rosen. I mean, he's a UCLA guy, but
Well, that's exactly why he's gone, because that's a UCLA-USC rivalry right there. They're going to trade him right away because he ain't going to do anything for them.
well, it is going to be interesting to see, because the Arizona Cardinals have the first pick. Cliff Kingsbury is the head coach, and he's literally all over Twitter saying that he's going to take Kyler Murray. Everyone thought Kyler Murray was going to play baseball for the A's, which the guy's what, like 5'6" or something? I mean, I didn't think he could play football like in the NFL, but you got all these short quarterbacks.
Can we just talk about that for a second? Why would somebody run the risk of hurting themselves and getting injured? Chances of in the NFL are far more greater than getting injured in the MLB. Because first of all, when you talk about the contracts are ridiculous. MLB, they have 0 salary cap, and the little injuries you're going to have are like a hamstring injuries, which are out like 6 weeks, and you're still going to be able to play because the baseball season's forever. You get concussions, you're out for 3 games, you're done. I just don't think it's a bad move for this kid. And then having to be drafted by the Cardinals. It's like, worst comes to worst.
Well, so here's the thing. So I think he's got like a $3 million contract or something to play baseball. He's a first rounder. Most first rounders you expect to get to the bigs, but there's no guarantee he's ever going to get to the big leagues. He's going to have to start in the minors. He's going to have to grind and prove himself. So if he does get drafted number 1 overall by the Cardinals, he's going to be guaranteed, I mean, close to what, $100 million? So $100 million, $3 million. I mean, it might not be that bad of a move. Like if you think about it, because getting to the major leagues is much more difficult than people think, and there's no guarantee that he's going to sign one of these big NFL contracts. And
Millennial, giving up hard work and dedication to a sport that you really want to play, you get money. Does that make sense? That doesn't.
well, I mean, I was kind of on the fence, like, yeah, I mean, I'd play baseball, but I mean, who knows? You can get hurt in baseball. Baseball is probably the most difficult thing to do in sports is hit a baseball. Maybe a golf ball, but hit a baseball is really, really difficult. For me, it's hitting a golf ball.
That's fucking true.
But
well, and the baseball season's a fucking grind. 163
Baseball's fucking
games.
grind.
Football. I mean, I was thinking about it this morning about what would you pick if you were in that position.
And don't forget about endorsements, right? I mean, the kid's gonna make millions of dollars of endorsements. He's super marketable. He's what is he? He's like a quarter Korean, and good looking kid. Like he's gonna make a ton of money off endorsements. Whether he goes to the NFL or MLB, probably you're much more marketable when you're in the NFL than you are the MLB. And if he is legitimately, like Cliff Kingsbury's saying, number 1 overall pick, he's going to be guaranteed a ton of fucking money. Maybe not $100 million for a rookie, but you're going to be guaranteed more money than what you're getting on that rookie contract that you're signing in the major league. So,
So there has never been an athlete that has won a Super Bowl championship and won a World Series title. Do you think you could name somebody in recent years that might have had that opportunity and decided not to do it?
Russell Wilson.
Exactly right. Who was the team that he was?
The Rangers.
The Rangers.
Yeah.
When that happened, after he won the Super Bowl, the Rangers were still in contention to win a World Series title.
Wasn't that the year when they lost to the, was it the Giants?
They lost to the Cardinals.
Oh, that's Cardinals.
I think they lost the Cardinals and the Giants.
they lost the Giants in 2010. That was the San Francisco Giants' first title.
And they lost to the Cardinals in 2011. And then that's when Russell Wilson won his Super Bowl title. Why wouldn't you retire from football and go to play baseball to a team that's drafted you?
That's fucking crazy. I never thought about that.
162 games. That's a lot of games. It's a lot of fucking games. And that doesn't even include the spring training. You got another 20, 30 games in spring training. You're talking about
fucking all year.
Playoffs. That's 200 days a week. You got to put on the spikes and go play baseball. I mean, NFL, you're sitting in the film room for most of that time, eating whatever the fuck you want and drinking.
Having ice all over your body because you're just getting jacked up from big old 300-pound guys landing on your face and landing on your head and getting concussions.
Yeah. But look, the NFL's changed too. I mean, quarterbacks, that you can't touch quarterbacks anymore. And
Before you could.
it's going to get even worse, where, like quarterbacks are barely getting hit now because defenders don't even want to tackle them, unless you're a running QB, which, I guess he is. But no, that's a really interesting one. Cliff Kingsbury, shaking shit up down in Arizona. And then former Arizona coach Bruce Arians, who said he was only going to coach in Cleveland, goes to Tampa, where I think he's just looking to get a paycheck.
Tampa has to give up a draft pick then, right? I think they have to give up 2 draft picks.
Is that right? Oh, I don't know about that. But so you got Bruce going to Tampa. You got Matt LaFleur, who was the OC down in Tennessee, going to Green Bay, which is really interesting. I'd never heard of this guy before, and he's going to go coach Aaron Rodgers, who is arguably the biggest,
harder coach. Yeah,
most difficult to coach.
Yeah, who arguably is just going to coach himself and call his own plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really interesting to see this trend with all these young guys. Bruce Arians not young, but you throw Adam Gase in there. You've got Adam Gase, Freddie Kitchens, Cliff Kingsbury, Matt LaFleur. They're all, I think, in their 30s. That are going to be head coaches of NFL teams. So this kind of old coaching trend is kind of going away. You got Vic Fangio going to the Broncos, and then I think that's the last one. So the only 2 head coaching vacancies we got the Bengals and the Dolphins, which I think these two teams are literally just going to tank the next 2 years so they can hire the guy or draft Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. So the Bengals, I have a feeling, are going to hire Hugh Jackson just so they can lose. And it's really interesting to me that Hugh Jackson is going to find this niche in the NFL where teams that just want to lose, he'll coach.
He'll come in and salvage.
He'll just come in. He doesn't give a shit about losing. He smiles and takes it. And then you just once you get a bunch of draft picks and get a good coach in there, he's out and on to the next one. So
he just comes in and has a really good draft for a couple of years, and then he's out.
It's like if you want to lose, hire Hugh.
Yeah.
If you're looking to tank, hire Hugh. And you can make money doing that.
You could.
So, well, cool. Should we stop?